Hello. Yes, so we're going to do an example of how to add invoices onto the system, and we'll be using Eureka as an example. So once you log into the system, you'll be able to see Elink shortcuts. The example we are going to do is the one that is on the right side, basically Africa Consult, and we're going to try and add these details and also outline what are the main things to look at after. So if you log into the system, you will find a button that has Eureka client invoices. Click on that button to access all Eureka client invoices. So we can see the system has 10. So these are all of them that have been created so far. So to add a new sales invoice, we basically just click on add sales invoice on this top right button. Then the system is going to create or select prompt us to fill in this form. So in this form, we have five main tabs. So details, payments, contacts and addresses, terms, and more information. So for the main section that we will fill out is the details, which will be the details of the invoice. So the first thing we need to make sure is the series is in this format. We will select the customer. So the customer is Africa Consult. So we will search for Africa, and the system is going to automatically select or bring out the name Africa Consult. We select that person. The system will automatically fill in the KRA, the customer name and other details that are already in the system. Next thing is that we ensure the company is Eureka because we are creating an invoice for Eureka. If we were creating an invoice for Elink, or basically an invoice where Elink receives the money, the company here will be Elink Properties Limited. But for Eureka, this will be Eureka Properties. Then the company ID for tax ID for Eureka is going to pull from the system automatically. We go to the date section, click on this edit posting date because we are backdating a payment, an invoice. So select that, click on the date 1st of January because we want to do 1st of January. Then the payment due date, click on the 5th. Then all these other buttons, they're not applicable because we are not including any payments in the invoice. It's not a credit note and we are not going to be adjusting anything. So on to the second section, which is the accounting dimension. So this we are supposed to either fill in cost center or landlord. So we can see the landlord is Eureka. So we click on there and wait. So we make sure we put Eureka main cost center because this is the only cost center in Eureka. Then the next section is to go into the items. So the question is, for this invoice, which are the items that we are billing the tenant or the person who is going to receive the invoice? So for this one, we are billing them vatable rent of 21 at a rate of 21,000 for 1 month. Service charge that is not vatable of 2,000 shillings. So we add the first item in any order. So we start with rent. Make sure we select rent that is vatable for a month. So for 21, so we select Eureka monthly vatable rent. The quantity is 1 because it's for 1 month, and the rate we put as 21,000. Then to be able to add the service charge, we add a row. Select service charge with no VAT. So we can search with service, the name service charge. Then select service charge monthly with no VAT, which is the second item. The quantity is 1 because it's for 1 month. Then the amount is 2,000. So the total billables are the rent for 1 month and service charge for 1 month with no VAT. The system is going to automatically pull the tax for those particular items because we've already set up the system to pick rent for VAT for the rent and calculate no VAT for the service charge. So just confirm that this is the correct amount. The tax is only on the 21,000. So once you're happy with that, you can click on save. The system is going to automatically allocate an invoice number, which is the next one before the previous. So the previous invoice was 813, so now this one is 814. That's how you create an invoice for manually from the system, either for Eureka or Elink. So in case you're creating one for Elink, you'll just change these details as applicable. So the landlord cost center will be basically the name of the landlord who you are creating the invoice for. The company will be Elink if you're creating for any other landlord that's not Eureka. The client name will be the name of the tenant. The dates will be the same. The item will be specifically named with the particular company. Like for the items for Eureka, they have the name Eureka monthly. They have the name Eureka. If it's Dagoretti, the items will be named Dagoretti, etc. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy using the system.